Let's get started. Today I'm going to make building challenge of inside blockhead house with my friends Pro, Hacker, and God. And while I will build it, I would like to tell you one delightful story about three friends Alex, Dan, and Bob who found a magic potion that reduced them to the size of ants. They went to the magical world of giants to find the creator of this potion and return home. Also, don't forget to press like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's build. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between rolling hills, lived three best friends, Alex, Dan, and Bob. They were known for their adventurous spirit and love for exploring the unknown. One sunny afternoon, while rummaging through Alex's attic, they stumbled upon a dusty old bottle labeled Magic Potion. "Whoa, check this out," exclaimed Dan, holding up the bottle. "Think it's real?" Bob asked, eyes wide with curiosity. "Only one way to find out," Alex replied, grabbing the bottle and taking a swig. To their amazement, the potion worked instantly, shrinking them down to the size of ants. But instead of panicking, the friends were thrilled. They saw this as an opportunity for the adventure of a lifetime. "We're like ants now," Dan laughed. "Imagine all the places we can explore." Excited, they decided to venture into the nearby woods, where they discovered a hidden portal that led to the magical world of giants. Towering trees became skyscrapers, and blades of grass transformed into vast fields. Everything was gigantic and awe-inspiring. As they marveled at their surroundings, they noticed a group of giants chatting near a massive oak tree. Approaching cautiously, they overheard them discussing the potion's creator, an ancient wizard who lived on the other side of the giant kingdom. Determined to return to their normal size, the friends embarked on a quest to find the wizard. Along the way, they encountered friendly creatures, such as talking squirrels and singing birds, who guided them on their journey. After many adventures and narrow escapes, they finally reached the wizard's castle. The wizard, impressed by their courage and determination, agreed to help them. He brewed a potion that would reverse the effects of the shrinking potion and send them back home. "Thank you, wise wizard," Alex exclaimed, as they drank the potion and felt themselves growing back to their original size. With joyful hearts, they bid farewell to the magical world of giants and returned home, where their families welcomed them with open arms. As they recounted their incredible journey, they realized that true friendship and bravery could overcome any obstacle, no matter how big or small. And so, the tale of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventure became legend, inspiring others to seek out their own adventures and discover the magic that lies within. As Alex, Dan, and Bob settled back into their normal lives, they couldn't shake the feeling of longing for the excitement of the giant world. They spent hours discussing their adventure, reliving every thrilling moment. "We have to go back," Dan exclaimed one day, eyes shining with excitement. "But how?" Bob asked, scratching his head. "The potion is gone, and the portal may have closed." "We'll find a way," Alex said confidently. "We're not afraid of a little challenge, are we?" And so, the friends began their quest to return to the magical world of giants. They spent days researching ancient spells and hidden portals, often staying up late into the night, fueled by their determination and excitement. Finally, after weeks of searching, they discovered a hidden portal in the depths of the forest. It was guarded by a fearsome creature, but with their newfound courage and skills, they were able to defeat it and enter the portal once more. As they stepped through, they were greeted by the familiar sights and sounds of the giant world. But this time, they were prepared for the challenges ahead. They navigated through treacherous terrain, solved puzzles, and befriended the giants, who were impressed by their bravery and determination. With each obstacle they overcame, their bond grew stronger, and they knew that no matter what lay ahead, they would face it together. And when they finally reached the wizard's castle, they were ready to ask for his help once more. The wizard, pleased to see them again, welcomed them warmly and listened to their request. After a moment of contemplation, he handed them a small vial containing a potion that would allow them to travel between the worlds at will. "Use this wisely, young adventurers," the wizard said, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Remember, the greatest adventures are those that are shared with friends." With grateful hearts, Alex, Dan, and Bob bid farewell to the wizard and returned home, where they continued to embark on countless adventures, both in the magical world of giants and in their own backyard. And though they grew older and their lives took different paths, they remained the best of friends.
I'm happy to see you again, my friends. It is me, Pro from Minecraft. My friend Noob made very cool inside block head house, but I will try to build it even more interesting. And while I do this, I will continue to tell you an exciting story about our 3 midget friends. Also press like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start building. The friends' adventures in the giant world continued to be filled with excitement and wonder. They explored new lands, made friends with giants of all shapes and sizes, and even helped solve problems in the giant kingdom. One day, while exploring a dense forest, they stumbled upon a group of giants who were in desperate need of help. Their village was being threatened by a fierce dragon, and they didn't know how to defeat it. "We can help you," Alex said confidently. "We faced many challenges in our adventures, and we can use our skills to help you defeat the dragon." The giants were amazed by the friends' bravery and determination. Together, they came up with a plan to lure the dragon away from the village and into a trap. With the help of the giants, Alex, Dan, and Bob set their plan in motion. They used their knowledge of the dragon's habits to outsmart it, leading it into a deep pit where it was unable to escape. The giants cheered as the dragon was defeated, and they thanked the friends for their bravery and cleverness. They were hailed as heroes in the giant kingdom, and statues were erected in their honor. But despite their newfound fame, Alex, Dan, and Bob remained humble. They knew that their greatest adventures were the ones they shared with each other, and they looked forward to many more adventures in the future. As they bid farewell to their giant friends and prepared to return home, they knew that no matter where their adventures took them, they would always be guided by the magic of their friendship. And so, the tale of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures in the magical world of giants became legend, inspiring generations to come to seek out their own adventures and discover the magic that lies within. As Alex, Dan, and Bob returned home from their latest adventure, they were greeted with cheers and applause from their families and friends. They regaled them with tales of their exploits in the giant world, and everyone listened in awe. Their adventures had taught them many things: courage, friendship, and the importance of helping others. But most of all, they had learned that no matter how big or small you are, you can achieve great things if you believe in yourself and work together. With this newfound wisdom, the friends continued to have many more adventures. Both in the giant world and in their own town, they helped their neighbors, solved mysteries, and even discovered a hidden treasure buried deep underground. But no matter how many adventures they had, Alex, Dan, and Bob always knew that their greatest adventure was the one they shared together. And as they grew older, they remained the best of friends, bound by the memories of their magical journeys. And so, the tale of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures in the magical world of giants lived on, inspiring others to believe in the power of friendship and the magic that lies within each of us. As the years passed, Alex, Dan, and Bob remained inseparable. They grew older but never lost their sense of adventure and curiosity. They continued to explore the world around them, finding joy in the simplest of things. One day, while reminiscing about their past adventures, they stumbled upon the old bottle that had contained the shrinking potion. They laughed as they remembered the day they had first discovered it and decided to keep it as a memento of their incredible journey. But as they held the bottle, something miraculous happened. A faint glow emanated from within, and before they knew it, they were shrinking once again, their bodies becoming smaller and smaller until they were the size of ants. "Looks like we're going on another adventure," Dan exclaimed, his eyes shining with excitement. With a sense of nostalgia and excitement, the friends set off on another journey. This time not to the giant world, but to the world of their childhood memories. They visited old haunts, relived past adventures, and laughed until their sides hurt. But as the sun began to set, they knew it was time to return home. With a sense of contentment and fulfillment, they drank the antidote and watched as their bodies grew back to their normal size. As they stood together, looking out at the world around them, they knew that no matter where life took them, they would always have the memories of their adventures and the bond of their friendship to guide them. And so, Alex, Dan, and Bob continued to live their lives to the fullest, always ready for the next great adventure that awaited them. The friends continued to have many more adventures, both big and small. They traveled to far-off lands, climbed towering mountains, and sailed across vast oceans. But no matter where their adventures took them, they always returned home, to the place where their friendship had first blossomed. As they grew older, they passed on their tales of adventure to the next generation, inspiring them to seek out their own adventures and discover the magic that lies within. And so, the tale of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures lived on, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and the boundless imagination of youth. As Alex, Dan, and Bob grew older, their adventures became less frequent. But their bond remained as strong as ever. They continued to meet regularly, sharing stories and reliving their past adventures. One day, as they sat reminiscing about their youth, they received a mysterious letter. It was an invitation to a grand adventure, signed by none other than the wizard who had helped them in the giant world many years ago. Excited by the prospect of a new adventure, the friends set off to find the wizard's castle once more. Along the way, they encountered familiar sights and sounds, but also new challenges and obstacles. When they finally reached the castle, the wizard greeted them warmly and explained the reason for their summons. He had sensed a great evil stirring in the magical world of giants and needed their help to defeat it. Without hesitation, Alex, Dan, and Bob agreed to help. They embarked on a perilous journey, facing dangers they had never imagined, but with their courage and determination, they overcame every obstacle in their path. Finally, they reached the source of the evil, a dark sorcerer who sought to enslave the giant world and bring chaos to the land. With a fierce battle, they defeated the sorcerer and restored peace to the giant kingdom. As they stood victorious, the giants cheered, grateful for the friends' bravery and heroism. The wizard thanked them for their help and offered them a reward, a potion that would grant them eternal youth, allowing them to continue their adventures for eternity. But Alex, Dan, and Bob declined the offer. They had learned that true adventure was not about immortality or grand quests, but about the bonds of friendship and the memories they had created together. And so, the friends returned home, their hearts full of gratitude and their minds filled with memories of a lifetime of adventures. They knew that no matter where life took them, they would always have each other, and that was the greatest adventure of all. As the years went by, Alex, Dan, and Bob remained the best of friends. They grew old together, but their spirits remained young and adventurous. They spent their days reminiscing about their past adventures and dreaming of new ones. One day, while exploring the attic of Alex's old house, they came across the dusty old bottle that had once contained the shrinking potion. With a sense of nostalgia, they decided to open it one last time, just for old time's sake. To their surprise, the potion still had some magic left in it. As they drank it, they felt themselves shrinking once again, but this time, instead of fear or uncertainty, they felt a sense of peace and contentment. They knew that this would be their last adventure together, and they embraced it wholeheartedly. They explored the world around them with the wonder and curiosity of children, finding joy in the smallest of things. As they wandered through the giant world, they came across a beautiful garden filled with flowers of every color imaginable. They sat down among the flowers, enjoying the peace and tranquility of their surroundings. As the sun began to set, they knew it was time to say goodbye, with tears in their eyes. They drank the antidote and washed as their bodies grew back to their normal size. But even though their bodies had returned to their old selves, their spirits remained forever young. They knew that no matter where life took them, they would always have the memories of their adventures and the bond of their friendship to guide them. And so, Alex, Dan, and Bob returned home, their hearts full of gratitude for the adventures they had shared and the friendship that had sustained them through it all. And as they sat together, watching the stars twinkle in the night sky, they knew that their adventures were far from over, for the greatest adventure of all was the journey of life itself. As they sat together, reminiscing about their adventures, a feeling of peace and contentment washed over Alex, Dan, and Bob. They realized that their adventures had not only brought them closer together, but had also taught them valuable lessons about life, friendship, and the power of imagination. They knew that they had been given a gift, the gift of lifelong friendship and the memories of a lifetime of adventures. And as they looked back on their lives, they knew that they wouldn't change a single moment, for each adventure had shaped them into the people they had become. As the years passed, Alex, Dan, and Bob remained the best of friends. They grew old together, but their spirits remained forever young, always ready for the next great adventure that awaited them. And so, the tale of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures in the magical world of giants became a legend, passed down from generation to generation, inspiring others to seek out their own adventures and discover the magic that lies within. And as they sat together, watching the sun set on another day, they knew that their adventures had come to an end, but in their hearts, they knew that the memories of their adventures would live on forever, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and imagination. As they sat together, watching the sunset, Alex, Dan, and Bob felt a deep sense of gratitude for the adventures they had shared and the bond of friendship that had carried them through. They knew that their lives had been enriched by their experiences, and they were grateful for every moment. As the years passed, they continued to meet regularly, sharing stories and reliving their adventures. They watched as their own children grew up and embarked on their own adventures, knowing that they had set an example of bravery, friendship, and camaraderie. And when the time came for them to pass on, they did so knowing that they had lived a life full of love, laughter, and adventure. They left behind a legacy of friendship and courage that would be remembered for generations too.
Hello friends, it's me, Hacker from Minecraft. My friend Pro have made some very interesting inside blockhead house build, but we should show them how professional hackers build it. And while I'm building, I'll continue to tell you the breathtaking story. Don't forget to press like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! And so, the tale of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures came to an end, but the memories of their exploits lived on in the hearts of those who had known them. They had truly lived a life worth living. And their story would continue to inspire others to seek out adventure and embrace the magic of friendship. As the years went by, the story of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures became the stuff of legend. Children would gather round campfires to hear the tales of the brave friends who had journeyed to the magical world of giants and back. But for Alex, Dan, and Bob, their adventures were far from over even as they grew old. Their spirits remained young and adventurous. They continued to explore the world around them, finding joy and excitement in the smallest of things. One day, while exploring a dense forest near their home, they stumbled upon a hidden cave inside. They found a treasure trove of ancient artifacts and mysterious potions. "We should try one of these potions," Dan suggested, his eyes gleaming with excitement. "Why not?" Alex replied, picking up a small vial. "Adventure awaits." Together, they drank the potion and felt a strange sensation wash over them. When they opened their eyes, they found themselves standing in the giant world once more. But this time, they were not mere adventurers, they had become legends. Revered by the giants and creatures of the land, they were hailed as heroes, their names spoken in awe and admiration. And so, Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures continued, each one more exciting and daring than the last. They faced challenges and dangers beyond their wildest dreams, but they never faltered, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. And as they sat together, watching the sun set over the giant world, they knew that their adventures would never truly end. For as long as there were mysteries to be solved and treasures to be found, Alex, Dan, and Bob would be there, ready to embark on their next great adventure. As they journeyed through the giant world, Alex, Dan, and Bob encountered new friends and foes. Each adventure more thrilling than the last, they battled fierce creatures, solved ancient riddles, and uncovered hidden treasures that had been lost to time. But amidst the excitement and danger, they never lost sight of what was truly important, their friendship. Through every challenge and triumph, they stood by each other, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. As they explored the vast and wondrous world of giants, they also learned valuable lessons about themselves and the world around them. They discovered that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to face it head-on. They learned that kindness and compassion can bridge even the widest divides. And they realized that the greatest adventures are those shared with friends. And so, as they stood on the brink of their greatest adventure yet, facing a challenge that would test their friendship like never before, they knew that they were ready to face whatever came their way, ready to conquer whatever challenges lay ahead, and ready to do it all together as friends. And as they took their first steps into the unknown, they did so with hearts full of courage, minds full of wonder, and spirits full of excitement. For they knew that no matter where their adventures took them, they would always have each other. And that was the greatest treasure of all. As Alex, Dan, and Bob ventured deeper into the giant world, they encountered challenges unlike any they had faced before. They battled fierce giants, navigated treacherous terrain, and unraveled ancient mysteries that had long been forgotten. But through it all, their friendship remained steadfast. They supported each other, encouraged each other, and never lost sight of their goal to find the creator of the shrinking potion and return home. Along the way, they met new friends who joined them on their quest. Together, they formed a formidable team, each member bringing their own unique skills and talents to the group. As they traveled, they learned more about the magical world of giants and its inhabitants. They discovered that the giants were not the fearsome creatures they had initially thought, but a diverse and fascinating society with its own customs and traditions. Through their adventures, Alex, Dan, and Bob also learned more about themselves. They discovered hidden strengths and talents they never knew they had. And they grew as individuals, becoming wiser, braver, and more compassionate. And as they finally reached the end of their journey and stood before the creator of the shrinking potion, they realized that their adventure had been about more than just finding a way home. It had been about friendship, courage, and the power of believing in oneself. With a sense of accomplishment and gratitude, Alex, Dan, and Bob bid farewell to the magical world of giants and returned home, forever changed by their adventure. As they returned home, Alex, Dan, and Bob were greeted with cheers and celebrations. Their friends and family had never given up hope that they would return, and they were overjoyed to see them safe and sound. But as they settled back into their normal lives, they found that they had been changed by their adventure. They had seen and experienced things that few others had, and they knew that they could never go back to the way things were before. Instead, they embraced their new perspective on life, using the lessons they had learned in the giant world to make a difference in their own world. They became leaders in their community, using their skills and knowledge to help others and make their town a better place. And though they never forgot their time in the giant world or the friends they had made there, they knew that their greatest adventure was the one they were living right now together. They faced each new challenge with courage and determination, knowing that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. And so, the tale of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures in the magical world of giants became a story that was told and retold for generations to come, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and the human spirit. And as they sat together, watching the sunset on another day, they knew that their adventures were far from over, for as long as there were mysteries to be solved, challenges to be faced, and friends to share them with, Alex, Dan, and Bob would be ready for whatever came their way. As the years passed, Alex, Dan, and Bob remained the best of friends. They continued to seek out new adventures, exploring the world around them with the same sense of wonder and curiosity they had as children. Together, they climbed mountains, sailed across oceans, and discovered hidden treasures. But no matter where their adventures took them, they always returned home, to the place where their friendship had first blossomed. And as they grew older, they passed on their love for adventure to the next generation, inspiring them to explore the world around them and discover the magic that lay within. One day, as they sat together, reminiscing about their past adventures, they received a mysterious letter. It was an invitation to a grand adventure, signed by the wizard who had helped them in the giant world many years ago. Excited by the prospect of a new adventure, the friends set off once more, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And as they journeyed into the unknown, they knew that as long as they had each other, they could conquer anything. And so, the tale of Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures continued, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and the human spirit. And though their adventures were many and their challenges great, they faced them all with a sense of joy and excitement, knowing that the greatest adventure of all was the journey of life itself. As Alex, Dan, and Bob embarked on their new adventure, they found themselves transported to a world unlike any they had ever seen before. It was a world of magic and wonder, where dragons soared through the skies and forests whispered secrets of old. But this time, the friends were not alone. They were joined by a group of young adventurers, eager to learn from their experience and follow in their footsteps. Together, they faced new challenges and overcame great obstacles, relying on each other's strength and courage to succeed. And as they journeyed through this new world, they learned valuable lessons about teamwork, friendship, and the power of believing in oneself. But their greatest challenge lay ahead, a fearsome dragon that threatened to destroy the world they had come to love. With their newfound friends by their side, Alex, Dan, and Bob knew that they had to act fast to save the day. With a plan in place, they set out to confront the dragon, using all their skills and courage to defeat it. And when the battle was over, they stood victorious, knowing that they had saved the world from certain destruction. As they returned home, the friends were hailed as heroes, their names spoken in awe and admiration. But for Alex, Dan, and Bob, the real reward was the bond they had forged with their new friends, and the memories they had created together. And as they sat together, watching the sunset on another day, they knew that their adventures were far from over. For as long as there were new worlds to explore and challenges to overcome, Alex, Dan, and Bob would be ready, their friendship as strong as ever. As Alex, Dan, and Bob continued their adventures, they encountered new lands and new creatures, each more fascinating than the last. They traveled through enchanted forests, across vast deserts,
well, what cool buildings my friends have made. I like them very much. And you? I hope so too. I should also show them how to make an inside blockhead house building. Well, at the same time, I will continue the story. But amidst the excitement and wonder, they never forgot the lessons they had learned in the giant world that true adventure is not just about exploring new places, but about discovering the magic within oneself and the bonds of friendship that connect us all. As they journeyed, they met people from all walks of life, each with their own stories to tell. They listened intently, learning from their experiences and gaining a deeper understanding of the world around them. And as they traveled, they found themselves growing, not just in knowledge and experience, but in heart and soul. They became wiser, kinder, and more compassionate, embodying the true spirit of adventure. But their greatest adventure was yet to come. As they reached the peak of the highest mountain, they discovered a hidden valley, untouched by time. Here, they found a community of beings unlike any they had ever seen, living in harmony with nature and each other. Inspired by the beauty and tranquility of the valley, Alex, Dan, and Bob knew that they had found a place where they belonged. They decided to stay, becoming part of the community and sharing their stories and adventures with their new friends. And as they sat together under the light of the stars, they knew that their adventures had come full circle. They had found a new home, a new family, and a new sense of purpose. And as they embraced their new life, they knew that no matter where their adventures took them, they would always carry with them the lessons they had learned and the memories they had created. Together, as Alex, Dan, and Bob settled into their new life in the hidden valley, they continued to explore and discover new wonders. They learned the ways of the valley's inhabitants, sharing their knowledge and skills in return. Together, they worked to protect the valley and its inhabitants from any threats that arose, using their courage and ingenuity to overcome every challenge. And as they did so, they forged even deeper bonds of friendship with their new companions. But even as they embraced their new life, they never forgot their old friends and the adventures they had shared. They often reminisced about their past adventures, sharing stories and laughter late into the night. And though they had found a new home and new friends, they knew that their thirst for adventure would never truly be quenched. They continued to seek out new experiences, always eager to explore and discover the world around them. As the years passed, Alex, Dan, and Bob became legends in their own right, known far and wide for their bravery, kindness, and sense of adventure. But to them, the greatest reward was the bond of friendship that had carried them through every adventure, and the memories they had created together along the way. And so, their story continued, a testament to the power of friendship and the joy of adventure, inspiring others to seek out their own adventures and discover the magic that lies within. As Alex, Dan, and Bob continued their adventures, they encountered new challenges and made new friends. They traveled to distant lands, explored ancient ruins, and uncovered long-forgotten secrets. But no matter where their adventures took them, they always returned to the hidden valley, where they had found a true sense of belonging. They worked alongside their new friends to protect the valley and its inhabitants, ensuring that it remained a place of peace and harmony. As they grew older, Alex, Dan, and Bob became known as the greatest adventurers of their time. Their tales were told far and wide, inspiring others to seek out adventure and embrace the unknown. But amidst their fame and glory, they remained humble, always remembering the values of friendship, courage, and kindness that had guided them on their journey. And as they sat together, watching the sun set on another day, they knew that their adventures were far from over. For as long as there were new lands to explore and new mysteries to uncover, Alex, Dan, and Bob would be there, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And so, their story continued, a testament to the power of friendship and the endless possibilities of adventure. And though they may have grown older, their spirits remained forever young. forever ready for the next great adventure. As the years passed, Alex, Dan, and Bob's adventures took them to the farthest reaches of the world and beyond. They traveled through time, explored distant galaxies, and encountered beings of incredible power and wisdom. But no matter how grand their adventures became, they never lost sight of their roots in the hidden valley. They returned often to rest and recharge, and to share their stories with their friends and family. And as they grew older, they began to pass on their knowledge and skills to a new generation of adventurers, eager to follow in their footsteps. They became mentors and guides, sharing the lessons they had learned and inspiring others to seek out their own adventures. But even as they took on this new role, they never stopped exploring and discovering. They knew that the world was full of wonders, and that there was always something new to learn and experience. And so, their story continued, a never-ending journey of discovery, friendship, and adventure. And though they may have grown older and their adventures may have changed, one thing remained constant: their love for each other and the joy of exploring the unknown together. As Alex, Dan, and Bob continued their adventures, they encountered new challenges and made new friends. They traveled to distant lands, explored ancient ruins, and faced fearsome foes. But through it all, their bond remained unbreakable. They supported each other, laughed together, and shared in the thrill of discovery. One day, while exploring a mysterious cave, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber. Inside, they found a map unlike any they had ever seen before. It showed the location of a legendary treasure, the fabled Crystal of Ages, said to grant its bearer immortality. Excited by the prospect of such a treasure, Alex, Dan, and Bob set out on a quest to find it. They faced perilous traps, solved intricate puzzles, and battled fierce guardians, all in pursuit of the coveted crystal. But as they drew closer to their goal, they began to realize that the true treasure was not the crystal itself, but the journey they had shared and the memories they had created along the way. And so, when they finally reached the chamber where the crystal lay, they made a decision. Rather than take the crystal for themselves, they left it where it lay, a testament to their friendship and the adventures they had shared. As they made their way back home, they knew that their greatest treasure was each other. And as they sat together, watching the sunset on another day, they knew that their adventures were far from over. For as long as there were mysteries to solve, treasures to find, and adventures to be had, Alex, Dan, and Bob would be there, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together. And so, their story continued, a tale of friendship, courage, and the enduring spirit of adventure. As Alex, Dan, and Bob continued their adventures, they encountered new challenges and made new friends. They traveled to distant lands, explored ancient ruins, and faced mythical creatures. But no matter where their adventures took them, they always remembered the lessons they had learned in the hidden valley. They remained true to themselves and to each other, always ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. One day, while exploring a remote island, they stumbled upon a village in turmoil. The villagers were plagued by a fierce dragon that had been terrorizing them for years. Moved by their plight, Alex, Dan, and Bob vowed to help. They devised a plan to defeat the dragon, using their skills and knowledge to outwit the beast. After a fierce battle, they emerged victorious, and the village was saved. The villagers hailed them as heroes, grateful for their bravery and selflessness. But for Alex, Dan, and Bob, the real reward was the knowledge that they had made a difference in the lives of others. They knew that true adventure was not just about seeking thrills, but about making the world a better place. And so, as they sat together, watching the sun set on another day, they knew that their adventures were far from over. For as long as there were people in need and challenges to overcome, Alex, Dan, and Bob would be there, ready to face whatever came their way, together. And so, their story continued, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and the enduring spirit of adventure. As Alex, Dan, and Bob continued their adventures. They found themselves facing their greatest challenge yet. A darkness was spreading across the land, threatening to engulf everything in its path. Determined to stop the darkness, the friends embarked on a quest to find the source. They traveled to the farthest reaches of the land, facing dangers and obstacles at every turn. But with their courage and determination, they pressed on, knowing that the fate of the world depended on their success. Finally, after many trials and tribulations, they reached the source of the darkness, a powerful sorcerer who sought to conquer the world. With all their strength and skill, Alex, Dan, and Bob confronted the sorcerer, engaging in a battle that shook the very foundations of the earth. But in the end, it was not their strength or skill that defeated the sorcerer, but their friendship and determination to protect the world they love. With a final, mighty blow, the sorcerer was vanquished, and the darkness receded, leaving behind a world bathed in light once more. As they stood victorious, Alex, Dan, and Bob knew that their adventures were far from over. There were still new lands to explore, new mysteries to uncover, and new friends to be made. But no matter where their adventures took them, they knew that they would always be together, facing whatever challenges came their way with courage, friendship, and the enduring spirit of adventure. And so, their story continued, a never-ending journey of discovery and wonder, inspiring all who heard it to embrace the magic of friendship and the joy of adventure. As Alex, Dan, and Bob continued their adventures, they encountered new lands and new challenges. They traveled through forests teeming with magical creatures, crossed vast deserts under scorching suns, and navigated treacherous seas filled with ancient sea monsters. But through it all, their friendship remained strong. They laughed together in the face of danger, supported each other through difficult times, and celebrated their victories as one.